The SBK series is proudly brought to you by NGK Spark Plugs, Bridgestone Tires, and Hero Motorcycles.
And kicking off 2020's all-new SBK series. Oh, this is awesome to see.
We are underway. The red light goes off. Trying to make up for it now in race number 1.
Roberts Cowan. Oh, he's normally used to going off-road on the motocross. He also did get through there on Mcfadden.
Much pressure, too much lean angle.
Oh, there's going to be a touch. Yes, there is.
It's almost into the back.
His transport. Oh, big moment.
Mcfadden takes the wide sweeping line.
He's tucking it onto the knee slider. Senna now putting... Oh, Senna, set up. Look at Isaacs around the outside of Mcfadden. The fireball is headed down towards the end of the pit straight. Here he is, Clint Seller.
Last year's NGK SBK series was world-class racing, despite the circumstances. And heading into 2021, we're expecting more of the same, kicking off on the 20th of March down at Killarney in Cape Town. Great news for the 2021 season is that NGK are back as the title sponsor, so we caught up with Shannon from NGK.
NGK is obviously very pleased to be involved again in the sport. NGK, as I've mentioned before, has a long history of being involved in the Formula and motorsport, and we looking forward to having a spectacular year with SBK this year, and hopefully we can have a full year on the track this year.
NGK Spark Plugs joins us for the very first time as the headline sponsors now for the SBK series. Joining Bridgestone Tires, Rapid Bike and all our associate sponsors, it's great to have them on board and back into South African motorsport for the first time in 30 years.
NGK is looking really forward to seeing all the riders on track, and we are looking forward to seeing spectators on the track as well this year, and we're looking forward to a phenomenal year in the sport.
Last year we had the Rapid Bike tuning system as one of the sponsors through the Fire It Up group, and this year, keeping in the same stable, we have Hero Motorcycles now. So we caught up with Craig Langton to talk about the biggest selling two-wheeled motorcycle brand that is now available in South Africa.
I think the Hero brand, everyone's seen it when watching cricket, and of course the Dakar, but I thought it's time to bring it to South African motorsport. So we'll be sponsoring with some other people the series, which we're really excited for. Hero, formerly Hero Honda, are now the world's largest manufacturer of motorcycles. They've just celebrated their 100th million motorcycle that they've sold since 1984. The quality is, as it first started, in the Japanese production lines, so the quality of the motorcycles is next level. They come with a 5-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, and at the moment we're busy establishing a dealer network, and the stock arrives in March, and then you'll see them on showroom floors, and they're all rated best in class from a price point and from a quality perspective. Last year, as you know, we were involved with Rapid, and we saw tremendous growth with Rapid through being involved in the series. So for us, it's a fantastic platform, it really is. And there's so many people that aspire to a motorcycle and love watching this series because it's something local.
Thanks for that, Craig. We'll be back after the break with more news from the NGK SBK series. Continuing our preview show of the 2021 NGK SBK series, and there's an exciting new category coming to the National Championship to cater for youngsters and up-and-coming riders. It is the R3 Africa Cup, and I've managed to get myself one of the R3 Yamaha machines, come out to the track here and see if I can fit on it first of all, and do some laps and showcase what an amazing new category this is going to be. So I've just come off the track and done a few laps on the Yamaha R3 model, and it's hard work around this tight, twisty Formula K circuit, I can tell you. There's no wonder that you see MotoGP riders on small bikes like this, if not smaller, around go-kart tracks, because physically it's a workout and it just teaches you those basics of going fast around a racetrack, getting comfortable on the motorbike, leaning on and off, working on the foot pegs, trusting that front end. So this Yamaha R3 in the state, not a lot of money thrown at this motorbike, is the perfect introduction. And this new category, I think, is the way to go to bring youngsters into motorcycle racing and teach them the fundamentals of how to go fast. The real highlight of a formula like this is the level playing field. All the motorbikes are the same fuel, same suspension, same motor, same everything. So it really does come down to rider bravery, rider skill. There's a weight penalty as well, so the smaller riders will have to carry weight and the heavier guys, you'll be leveled out. So it really does cater for all the riders. It's a formula to invite young riders and just give them the experience of going racing at an affordable price. A few more laps under the belt then, and I'm really starting to enjoy this little bike. Everything you could possibly want, nothing too special, nothing too fancy, just enough to go out on track and have fun. Let's go catch up then with Adrian back from Yamaha South Africa.
It's a very unique opportunity having a one-make series, and we're very excited as Yamaha to be involved. The Yamaha R3 is an ideal product to be able to put it to the test in this. It's a great bike to ride, a lot of fun. And we're very proud to be involved, and we'd like to take the opportunity to wish all the new participants in this category a fantastic year of racing. I hope they get to learn a huge amount, and it introduces them to an amazing sport. And in the future, you know, if this is successful, we'll continue, you know, into the new years after that. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you. We're right behind you. Good luck.
What I love about the series is the people behind it. It's passionate enthusiasts. And let's go speak to another one of them. It's Mr. Craig Robert.
Yes, very, very exciting. You know, the Blue Crew Africa Cup has been in the pipeline since 2014, and we finally have got it going now. It's official. It's starting. The first event will be in April. Also to remember, it's not just South Africa. We're looking at doing the Africa Cup, so we're including countries from all over in Africa, and we've got a lot of interest already from neighboring countries. We're also looking at hosting 2 events in Zimbabwe as well as Mozambique. Not confirmed yet, but definitely in the pipeline.
Neil Herron, the man behind this exciting new series, and the man behind getting youngsters into South African motorcycle racing with your SAMRA and all the SAMRA camps you did. This is really exciting times. Tell us about this series, how people can get a hold of you, what's involved, the cost involved, everything, because it just seems like the perfect formula.
Rob, yeah, look, what we've done is we're following on from the NSF 100 class, where we have set bikes. Everybody's on the same size machinery, the same type of machinery, no thrills and spills and all that thing. It's affordable, and the main idea is to try and keep it as affordable and cost effective as possible. To give everybody a chance. You haven't got people with unlimited budgets racing against people with limited budgets. So at the end of the day, everybody has got the same chance to shine.
And you say it's a level playing field. I mean, the motorbike, it's a Yamaha R3 bike, pretty much stock standard. You've got a pipe on there, you've got rear sets. The bike that I tested today, you don't need more than that to learn the fundamentals of racing. And like you said, have an exciting race series because everyone's on the same bike. It's all going to be about bravery and skill at the end of the day. So if you want to be at the front, you've got to work harder.
Absolutely, and it just gives everybody the same opportunity. You know, the cream, as the people say, the cream always rises to the top. So the kids that are the hot shots are going to be the hot shots, but it gives a kid that maybe not as a hot shot as the hot shot, it gives him a chance to also have a fair dig.
Okay, so now talking about the costs quickly. What are the costs involved? And then we'll take us through quickly, how do we get hold of you? How do we get involved in this amazing new series?
All right, the costs are for a full race, full season's racing, 150,000 rand. At the end of the season, a bike worth about 95,000 rand becomes yours. It includes all entry fees, tyres, lubrication. It doesn't include crash damage, and it doesn't include your hotel accommodation, and it doesn't include your couple of beers for Uncle Neil after each race.
And those are vital. If I know you, those are very vital. So 150,000 Rand is at a once-off balloon payment, and then that is your 7 rounds, including the 2 away races, Zimbabwe and Mozambique, I believe?
All included. We are trying to look at a scheme where you can pay off. Yamaha do have a finance option available, but they'll only finance the motorcycle part of it. So there are those options. The people need to speak to me so that we can take it further from there if they want to exercise that option.
Well, Neil, 150,000 Rand is the most affordable way to go racing competitively and fun in this. And at a national level, that's the other good thing. You're lining yourselves with the NGK SA SBK Championship. So you're right in the mix. You're getting the TV coverage. You're getting that exposure being with the Clint Sellers and all those top boys. How do we get hold of you, and how does potential riders out there get hold of you guys?
Rob, you've got to get onto our webpage, which is www.africa-cup.com, or onto our Facebook page. Don't ask me what the name is, but we have a Facebook page that's very, very active. There is a registration form that needs to be filled in, and that's it. It's plain and simple.
Thanks, Neil. And yes, that really does look like an exciting formula. Stay tuned, because after the break, we're going to have a look at some of South Africa's top national riders. No doubt it's going to be another cracking season in the NGK SA SBK series with loads of talent available. Clint Seller, 7 titles in the bag. He'll be going for number 8, this time on a different brand. The top of the hill once again. It is Seller holding off Mcfadden.
Seller now putting... Oh, Seller set up! Wow! Garrick Flock just went right over the tailpiece. His elbow going over the tailpiece, and Seller's got a problem. Your new South African Superbike champion, Clint Evil Knievel Seller. The 7th time of asking, and he's taken it.
It was a weird start. You know, you see the memories now on Facebook and things like that. We'd been riding already at basically end of Jan, 1st of Feb. We were on track, so it's... I remember that race particularly for me. I was still trying to get things together for my team. We were still getting bikes stickered up. I was so stressed, I forgot that I was a rider. And I think it showed in the results on the Saturday. I wasn't so good. But yeah, then we picked up and kind of got our rhythm back. And in my eyes, it was pretty cool because I've never won a championship coming from behind, and I think I was 30 points behind after the first round and still managed to win, which is cool. You know, it shows a little bit of something else that I haven't had thus far in my career. Yeah.
See an ecstatic man there. He'd be celebrating with the crowds if there were any here. He's now just waving to the camera crew and of course to the marshals to say that's it, done for 2020.
It was really nice to see the guys, Bridgestone and NGK, coming on board, you know, with us, driving forward the national superbikes like we've had last year. Obviously COVID was tough, but you know, seeing them stand through COVID and then keep pushing and try pushing the numbers and try engaging with the competitors as well and saying, hey guys, how do we even go forward and more and stronger and better? So I think this year stands really well that we're continuing with such good partners.
Back in the house.
One man who's out front, no such problems at the moment, Clint Seller.
You know, I think sometimes you forget how big the change is, and now definitely that I'm more involved in the bike build side, in the sourcing of parts. You know, though Steve Cannon does an awesome job with that. It's so much more of an undertaking than I ever remember it ever being. You know, in my past, I've swapped bikes mid-season. And it just felt like to me as a rider, I climbed off the one and sat on the other and then you got going. But the background stuff is huge. Very excited about the new Honda, I must be honest. I was actually riding it again last week and it's still in stock format as we're waiting for parts. Man, it's so fast, you know, it's just, I'm probably getting a bit nervous about that. You know, Cape Town first race, unleashing 200 and somewhat horsepower is going to be hectic through there. But yeah, also excited about the challenge that's coming.
Oh, what a little moment there for Seller. How was that? The back end stepped out there and Mcfadden didn't even roll off. He just kept it buried.
I know my sponsors, you know, King Price, Liquid Molly, Dragon, Fired Up. Those guys are so excited about being at Kyle Army again, being able to be in front of hopefully a lot of people, you know, COVID bearing, but in front of a lot of people on the best track that we have to offer in the country. You know, it's going to be special, and I think that Honda is going to be scary fast around there.
Garrick Flock is looking for chances.
Wishing all the guys the best of luck for the season preparation. I know certainly how hard it is and how hard everyone's working to get to their March 20th Kalani. Let's see everyone there. Thanks, guys.
We also caught up with Clincella's teammate, Sophie Sotimba, who last year was on a Kawasaki and this time is also on a new brand.
On the inside of Sophie Sotimba, there's a move. Oh, and around the outside goes Otto.
So last year it was quite a big move from the ZX10 Masters to the National. And I must say, the racing there, it's very fast and brutal. And I had to quickly learn and adopt to how the guys ride and do things. From the onset, I mean, from practice, it's on the limit to the race day. So it was quite a good move, but very challenging, which makes it very, very interesting for this year.
Further back, as I mentioned, Sophie Sotimba, the second of the King Price bikes, having a fantastic battle here with Ian Thomas.
Push everything that I've got, and also to see what can I do for myself. I'm really excited over that.
Sotimba trying to close down on Nsana now.
In fact, I just say the ZX10 is a diva and the Honda is a sweet lady, because the Honda is so smooth and the ZX10 needs all the aggression, all the energy, and you better know how to ride it. The Honda, so far, it was just a shakedown, so we haven't really pushed the limit. So I'm keen to also see what it can really, really do in all the tracks in the country.
And who could write off the rider from Cape Town? David Mcfadden is back. Watch out. As we speak, he's busy fine-tuning that motorcycle, no doubt about it.
So yeah, I was really fortunate last year to start the year off on a really strong note. We started off with a new Yamaha in the start of 2020, and we managed to win the first race and kind of set us up the start of the year for what promised to be the best season we had. Obviously, same for everyone, the COVID thing kind of hit us hard, and being based here in Cape Town, after the lockdown it was a lot harder to get more time to ride and everything, so it took us a bit of time I would say we lost a lot of time developing the bike, and after that during the season we didn't kind of have the momentum and pace we had in the beginning of the year. You know, luckily enough, at the end of the season we seemed to make some big improvements from the bike. We were fortunate to have the guys from Rapid Bike help us with the electronic system that improved the Yamaha a lot, and we managed to win the last national, you know, strongly. And at the end of the day we finished second in the championship, and it's still something to be proud of and be happy about, and we're happy overall. We worked a lot for it, and you know, now we need to start working on next year.
Mcfadden, has he put a move on the inside in turn number 3? If he's pulled that off, that has got to be one of the bravest moves in the history of moves. Yes, he has. Mcfadden now at the front end of the field, so Sella couldn't quite defend there, and now he's got to try and hold off the charge coming from Lance Isaacs.
Sella under the braking, and he's on the inside. He's tucking it onto the knee slider of Mcfadden. That is incredible stuff. This is
looking at this year, we're really fortunate to have some new sponsors on board, and I'm excited to, most importantly, to continue with the same sponsors I had last year. You know, Stantis have been behind me from the beginning of my career, and it's important to have the guys that have always backed me behind me. Luckily, I've partnered up with Mad Max Motorcycles, and you know, we've got some big exciting things coming this year. We're not 100% sure of everything we're going to do, but you know, the focus is to focus on nationals this year and carry on with hopefully where we started off last year. You know, and the same, keeping the previous sponsors as RST Leathers on board. It's important to keep the guys I've had behind me always.
We're going to have a double victory here for McFlash, but is it going to be a double second place? There goes Isaacs. Isaacs has a look. And as we go through here, Isaac should potentially get through on Sella. Let's see if Sella's able to keep him out. Yes, he is. Only just.
So starting off this year, I'm really excited because I think for me the big point is the first national of the year is here based at Kalani at my home track. Basically, my workshop's at the track, so I think that's a big advantage for us to start the year off at home, and it's just a little bit, takes a lot of pressure off. And then after that, I think the nice thing about this season is we have 2 races at Kyalami. It's been a long time since we all raced at Kyalami. It's the best track we have in the country and a world-class facility, so that's exciting. I mean, no matter what, just getting a chance to race there is it's big for the series, and it's gonna only pick up. I think this season should be good competition. You know, the calendar's planned well, and I think it's good that they've managed to stay with Bridgestone Tyres, and NGK are still on board as a series sponsor, so it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've got, like I said, we've got the first race at Kalani and a second race, so 2 races at home. It gives me kind of a fair game at the championship, and the only goal and the target is to go for the championship. So we need to work on that and see what we can do to, every race be consistent and be there for the end game, and just keep the sponsors happy, keep everyone happy, and most important for me, to enjoy myself riding. This season I've put a lot of work in off season between developing the bikes. We've got a few new parts, and we're working a lot to try find what we were lacking last year, and obviously working off track on my fitness and training, and luckily I'm racing for a bicycle team as well, so that kind of helps keep me in top shape to be ready to fight for the first race.
There you go, capitalising on that and using it to his advantage. David Mcfadden gets through. So Mcfadden now leads out on that RPM Centre and Stunt SA R1.
For this year, our focus, like I said, is to try go for the championship, and we're doing everything to make sure from start to end we're going to be there. I think this year we've decided I'm going to focus totally on myself, and for nationals at this moment, the RPM Centre team will just be myself racing in nationals. And I think that's going to take a big weight and stress off me. In the last few years, I've always focused on the youngsters and a few other riders in my team. And sometimes it is difficult to manage them and manage yourself. And I think, our big thing is I have the guys behind me. I'm lucky to have a really good crew chief behind me helping me this season. And I want to, we want to finish where we started last year and be here all year long. So I think, thanks to the sponsors, we wouldn't be here, and they make it possible, and hopefully we can have a strong year.
Taking a look then at the calendar of events for the season that kicks off on the 20th of March down at Cape Town at Killarney's track. You'll see that there's 2 Kyalami runs, bike only. That is very exciting times for the bike riders. But let's head down now to the motocross track and catch up with 2 fairly famous brothers for a final word.
Hey guys, we're here at Dirt Bronco today to do a little bit of pre-season training, I like to call it. It's always fun to get out on the motocross bike, and it's cool to be back home after a solid rookie season last year, but we definitely have a long way to go still, so we're here working our best, and hopefully we can have a much stronger second season in MotoGP. It looks like we're heading back to Qatar for another double-header. Unfortunately, this year seems to be starting out with things a little bit difficult with this whole corona situation again, but I think we're all hoping it would be gone, but it looks like we might be in for a whole lot more of these double headers as the season goes on. Hopefully our KTM works really well in Qatar, starting off with our double header there, and hopefully we can start the season off in a great way.
So this year I'm joining the Petronas Sprinter Racing team, and I was switching over to a Honda, so it's going to be my first time on a Honda Moto 3. I'm really looking forward to getting started and trying out my new bike, and until then I'm here at Dirt Bronco playing around on the motocross bikes with my brother, and I'm really looking forward to the season to start, and I'm hoping that hopefully soon all the South Africans can come over and support us again.
Funny thing is, I actually only did a couple nationals here in South Africa, back on the 600, I think in 2009 or 2010, and I didn't manage to win or even get a podium, so I remember my dad wasn't too happy with those results, but maybe I just wasn't good enough.
So I did race nationals and I won around at Pakisa, and after that I never managed to finish a weekend. I just kept falling off. To all the South Africans riding at the NGK Superbikes, I'm looking really forward to watching you guys live on the 20th of March.
I'm really looking forward to catching up with the NGK Superbike starting on the 20th of March at Killarney, and I'll definitely be watching that live, and I really cannot wait to check how everyone gets on. Good luck to you all.
The SBK series is proudly brought to you by NGK Spark Plugs, Bridgestone Tires, and Hero Motorcycles.